The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the individuals participating in the conversation and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the podcast host or any affiliated organization. Listener discretion is advised.
Talk about something else. Good morning, fam. My name is Leroy. Welcome to Makoya Rundown. We're listening to Metro FM's Ask a Man. We are not affiliated with them. We are not milking them out. We are just a group of friends who enjoy listening to the show, and we've been co-signed by them to do the show. So yeah, you're welcome. And yeah, man. So before we start, like just keep liking and like share with your friends and like tell them that like that yellow bone is back on TikTok. Weekdays 6 a.m. all the way to 9 Good morning, Mama Daughter. Good morning, Bali, Honey, Stormy, Londeka.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
And that's that.
I'm good. How you doing?
Yeah, man. Man, you've been here since 5 a.m. This isn't something new for you, DJ Sabi. Welcome back home.
Oh, yes.
Did he leave? That's the question.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't.
Did he leave? He had to switch roles.
And it's easy for Sabi. I mean, switching roles is something that, in fact, any role you give Sabi, he just gives you the best thing ever.
But I think that's the joy about radio. Like, people always say the experience of doing Ask a Man and then having to do breakfast is that radio allows you to showcase different parts of your life. When I was doing 9 to 12, it was an opportunity to showcase that as a man, I've gone through various relationships. There's some learnings. There's certain things that I had to do differently to get to a point where I was ready to get married and have a family. So it's a beautiful experience to showcase all these different dimensions that make who we are.
100%, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's open up the floor for Anonymous. Not a voice that we may not know, but the voices in studio, you know. Melody Mia's back again from last week Friday, as well as DJ Sabi. Anonymous, good morning.
Let's start.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, thanks to you, my queen.
I'm good, thank you.
Awesome. The gentlemen are ready for you. Let me read the house rules before we hear what advice you need this morning. Respect is the foundation of our conversation. Maintain respectful language. Refrain from any swearing or use of profanities. Our responsibility, Anonymous, is to protect your identity, and your responsibility, Anonymous, is to extend the same courtesy to protect the identity of the people or the person you will be speaking about. Anonymous, do you agree?
Yes, I agree.
DJ Sabi and Melody Mia are listening. Talk to us.
All right. So I met a guy last year, March. He's 11 years older than me.
Okay, last year, March.
After a month of dating, I fell pregnant. Okay, everything was good. He introduced me to the family. Everything was okay until I was 5 months pregnant. So he started not caring. You know, he was saying things like, I must be strong. Whenever I'm getting sick, he wasn't supportive. He was never there. So things escalated until I lost my temper on him, you know. We were just talking anyhow to each other until the 7th month when he started avoiding me. When I saw that, I just initiated the breakup. But not to break up with him to see if he's really gone or what. He just accepted and moved on. I was 7 months pregnant. I tried calling him. He was no longer responding. And then on the 8th month, which was December last year, I was very angry with the whole situation. I was hoping he was going to come back and talk to me, but he didn't. I then let my anger fool me. I went to the police and I opened a sexual assault case for him, which was false. I wanted to pay revenge so bad. I was stressed. I was crying every day because he had promised me a lot of things. And he said the pregnancy was the right thing for our relationship. Okay, then time goes on. January, I gave birth. The baby is 4 weeks now. I don't know whether I should go and apologize to him about the whole thing with the case, which was dropped, by the way, due to the lack of evidence. And I also wanted to close the case because I wasn't feeling okay about it. But now the issue is he still blames me for everything that went wrong in the relationship when I'm telling him that I felt neglected by the way he was responding and not taking care of me. And, you know, he says no. I am just being a baby. What he was supposed to do? He's working. If he sends me money, I must take care of myself. Those kind of things. I feel like he needs to apologize first. But I also feel like apologizing about the case because the police went to his house and they spoke to him, but they never arrested him. When they came back to me, they told me that they are dropping the case due to the lack of evidence. So I don't know what to do. I'm stressed. I'm not working. I tried to talk to him about taking care of the baby, which he didn't want to see until I reached out to him. He said he won't be sending any money to me. I must tell him what I need. Whenever I tell him what I need, it takes about 2 to 3 days to give me whatever the formula that I need because I couldn't produce the person due to the stress that I had. Recently, I asked for medication because the baby is sick. He ignored. When I spoke to him, he said he didn't have money.
Anonymous, can I stop you right there? Can I just stop you right there? Let me quickly go to the news headlines now. Hopedi Dilokwe is on standby. As soon as she's done, we're going to come back. I'm going to give everyone a recap, and then we'll come back and continue hearing you. Okay, Anonymous?
All right.
Thank you very much, Mama. Here's Hopedi Dilokwe.
So while they do your news, good morning, guys. Okay, sharp. Hi, my name is Leroy again, and welcome to Makoya Rundown. And we are listening to Metro FM's Ask a Man. You're gonna get recap soon, but then let's keep liking the working live, and then just get more people to actually come in. But I'm shocked right now. I'm really shocked. Damn, fuck. Okay, it's working, and I'm sorry for cussing the guys, but yay. I really don't know what to say actually today, but you know what, they're like, let's just get working in a recap now, and we'll see. So what happened to the radio again? Radio, come back. Okay, radio seems to be lost, but you get the recap now. So when I just keep liking and working and share with your friends. Oh, the radio is off now. But they're not saying anything. Okay, so while we wait now, so working and a baby girl has been with this guy for okay.
Hopedi Dilokwe has your news on Breakaway with Hutu the Lady.
Yeah, no. Working like technical difficulties, guys. Hassan, it's them now. Please.
This is so beautiful. It's so nice.
Okay. So while they're fixing their things there, just a quick summary. So the baby girl has been with this guy since March, right? So I'm after the first month. Just Lerato, please mute. Just Lerato, please mute your mic. Okay, let me do it for you. All right.
They were not scared to grab the mic.
Magana sis Lerato register because working and with all love and respect, Nulala. Please mute your mic, huh?
So to everybody that
all right. So now, yeah, they've been together since March last year, right? Sharp. And working, and then a month later, she got pregnant, right? Sharp. Then now, working. I think she said 4 months into the working in a relationship, the guy started being, as in like snags, as in like being some sort of like resentful working towards her. Sharp. Then the 6th month or like the 8th month, she initiated a breakup.
The technical issues we're experiencing with regards to the news headlines. It will be coming through at the top of the hour at 11 with Hopedi Dilokwe. But for now, Anonymous met her ex last year. She fell pregnant a month into their relationship. While he was initially very supportive after she fell pregnant, that soon changed and he wasn't supportive at all, which led to them breaking up, right? She got angry after all this, felt neglected. As a result, she falsely opened a case of sexual assault against him. The car was eventually dropped, or the case rather was eventually dropped. This was due to lack of evidence, but this caused this major rift between Anonymous and obviously her partner. She says they are not in good communication, and she wonders if she should apologize to him for what she did, despite all that he did to her as well. Anonymous, we on the same page?
Yes.
Is there anything you'd like to add before Melody, Mia, and DJ Sabi ask you a few questions?
Yeah, just an advice, because I'm struggling. I've been struggling with the pregnancy, actually. I've attempted so many suicides. Okay, I survived, and then after giving birth, I've also had another episode of attempting. I don't know how to take care of my baby without thinking of him or thinking about the whole situation. Because it's not like I cannot take care of the baby on my own. I can, whether I'm working or not. But I feel like he must take the responsibility as well. And I'm still struggling with the pain of him abandoning us after all the promises. I don't know how to take care of my baby without thinking about the whole thing, because that's what I'm currently struggling with right now. And the fact that I'm asking myself is, should I apologize to him after he started the whole thing? And he's going to feel like, yeah, what the hell was she thinking? She must come back and beg, you know? He's the kind of person that thinks like that. Yeah, I think that's it.
Anonymous, good morning. I think firstly, I want to share my sense of sympathy for what you've gone through. I think it's not easy to be able to be given a dream and someone decides to, I guess, just step back and pull out of it. But yet again, I'm very alarmed, Anonymous, about a few things that come into what you have said, which is he promised something, and when he disappeared, you told him to go away, but trying to test. My first question would be, did you trust that he loved you enough to not even think of walking away? Or were you just feeling like, maybe I'm not sure about this guy, but you're already pregnant, just to understand?
Honestly, I didn't trust him, but I was just trapped with the pregnancy.
Okay.
Yes.
Good morning, Anonymous. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm okay. Thank you very much for asking. It's a Monday. Anonymous, I just want to backtrack a little bit, right? Take me back. Where did you meet this guy?
It was a local car wash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who approached who?
He came to me. I was sitting with my friends. We were having a meet in some drinks.
Okay. So, okay. And then the relationship before we got to month number 7, because I think month number 7 is where everything started getting real and a whole lot happened in month number 7. So maybe let's go back a little bit. Like the relationship, when you were with this guy, how was the relationship prior to the pregnancy, prior to all these challenges?
Okay, the relationship was good, even though we never had a relationship out of the pregnancy. Because I fell pregnant in a month. He introduced me to his family. They were happy. He made those promises. He was telling everyone about me, financial support. Everything was fine.
Yeah.
I think it was perfect. But there were those things that I could pick up, but I said, no, I'll just ignore because everyone's different.
So when he was telling everyone about you, were you comfortable about it? Were you in doubt about him? Was it the first time you experienced something of this kind where someone is just verbally or just expressive as to how they feel about you?
It wasn't the first time, but I was happy because it's been a while since I had a serious relationship.
Yeah.
So I was okay, and it's something that I wanted so bad, to get someone that is serious and wanted to build a future. He has 4 children with his ex-fiancé that I found. He's staying with the kids. They were okay with me, you know, mama this. Until today, they are supportive. But yeah, I thought it was a perfect setup for me. Finding a guy who's grown, who can take care of a family, who's a family man, actually, you know.
Anonymous, do you have children?
I do have a son, he's 9.
Okay.
And this one for him 4 weeks.
Okay. So what I'm trying to gather here now is that were you hoping that he was the love of your life? He was the dream partner, as you've said, that he looks like a family man who's sold you the dream, who's pampered your toes. And all of a sudden, when things didn't go right, did you guys know how to solve the problem as a couple? Because, I mean, we've moved from Uyangtanda to all of a sudden, Uyahlanyalo, you know? And it sounds a bit extreme when I'm thinking, whenever there were problems, were you guys able to sit down and have the conversation with him? Versus now, Sigashawan.
It happened, we were able to solve for like few months. But later on, you know, he wasn't open to discussion, nothing. Yeah. That's why I'm so confused, because before we were able to talk things through the same day, before 24 hours, and it was gone.
Yeah.
But now, 7 months later, it was a changed situation.
You know, parts of me feel like also in this relationship, so much happened in a short space of time that you guys barely had room to kind of learn about one another.
Exactly.
You guys never had events that led to you guys having to discover who you are when you're angry, who you are when you're happy. And all of the things that kind of happened were all layered stuff. And the relationship for you became serious when you became pregnant. You know, and that happens in most relationships. A part of me just feels like probably it was a fling. Your method at Shisanyama, you guys were just, you know, having a great time together. It was a fantasy world. And then it got to a point where you discovered that you're pregnant. You told him, or you probably didn't even tell him. By the time you gave him a visa or a card to leave the relationship, when he gave you a specific answer, it shook you. Because you went to him in month number 7. You're already troubled with the fact that you're pregnant. You're already going through a mental battle about the fact that I am now pregnant. I do not know the reality of the first baby daddy that you have. Maybe it's something that we unpacked. But probably there's certain experiences that came with that made you want to ask this guy if he wants to be part of this child. But when you opened up an opportunity for him to jump out the window and you told him if he wants to leave this relationship, he left out of panic also because he's already got 4 kids.
Sure.
And then when he told you that I am leaving this relationship, he probably did it out of habit. It wasn't even out of fear. Because I do not know what the other situation is. The other kids that he had before, do they all have their own baby mama? Was it a long-term relationship? And he even introduced you to those kids early on in your relationship. For me, that's a red card. It's a red flag.
He sounded very intentional. I must admit that for him to play the cards so early in the game, to be like, Mfethu, I'm announcing you to my people, I'm bringing you to my world, and for him to abruptly leave, for me, there's something missing in the gap there. Yeah. Would you say he was anyone who was very rude towards you? I'm saying before you started having altercations, was he someone who was probably talking to people on the side? Was he committed to you at that point before you guys went south?
Yeah, I think he was with everything that was happening, because we were doing everything together.
It's a honeymoon phase also. That's another thing we can't deny. You guys were together for like 7 months.
Yeah.
7 months, you found yourself in a situation where you fell pregnant, which means you guys started having unprotected sex way too early also in your relationship. How early did you meet his other children?
His children?
Yes, his children, because you said you've met them.
In a month.
In a month, you already met his children?
Yeah, because we were meeting in his home. There was no other way. So the children are there.
Madam Ellis so and respectfully so, I've never with F1.
Yeah,
we quantum or even better, Super 16 on the yellow lane. Because I think from a love perspective, there was love bombing involved. There was a lot of, I guess, dreams sold from both sides.
Yes.
But here's the big part that we have to also get to. You have to now question Uguti. You said earlier to us that you either feel like you must apologize or he must apologize. But
That's
here,
another
we must also not forget that you committed a crime.
Yes, you did.
Anonymous, you committed a crime, which is something that is so serious in our country, where I know you were sad or angry and going through emotions, but you went a bit so far that you also opened a door that cannot be easily closed, because now, had they arrested him, he could have lost his job if he was working.
Exactly.
He would have lost his reputation. But more so, he couldn't love you anymore because you said chele. So either way, who wins here? The child without the father, you are without a man, he's without a job and has a criminal record. I think that also now makes it so hard for us to go back and really center the love part, because now we're dealing with serious matters.
Yeah.
I
And
wanted to him to spend one night and then drop the case after the I don't know. I just needed something so big to punish him.
Anonymous, Mama. Are you? Oh.
yeah.
Look, Anonymous, again, from our side, it sounds very intense. I know you in the moment where umuntu often ukhala and you were just irrational, but in now the slower pace that we're talking about it, it's really bad.
Yeah. You know one thing that's common here, Anonymous, right? I'm gonna break this thing down for you, right? There are things that he did that gave you hope. There's certain things that he did that made you feel like, you know what, this guy might be different to the other guys I've been with. First month you meet this guy, he's already telling you he loves you, he's introducing you to the kids. You slowly going higher and higher these clouds, and you're just sitting on cloud 9 and you're like, this is the best love I've ever had. But at the very same time, what is happening on your side, there are other things that you also not sharing, and you're just riding the wave. At the chance you get to possibly find a way to unlearn and learn between you and this guy, things just go south. You erupt in emotions that find you doing something that you probably would never do. Where you go to the cops and you tell them, Guti, Ubaba, for example, young Shaya, but you wait for the worst. You say he raped you. And then at some point you even said, Guti, the case had to be dropped because there was no evidence. You knew there wouldn't be any evidence, Anonymous, because it was all a lie. Right? So it means that at some point you played along. It became more than 24 hours. You started believing your own lie. One common thing here is accountability. There are things you need to account for, Anonymous. Because you know what I fear for is the fact that there's a child who's caught in the mix because you don't want to say, I'm sorry. He is scared of you also at the very same time. He's dealing with his own things because he's got other 4 children. But the great thing, what you said, is that every time you ask for things, he comes through, but he's late in 3 days' time. So there is a role that he wants to play, but there's a part of you he saw that he's now scared of. You'd lied and you said, Uti, and you tried to kill yourself at some point. You did say you attempted suicide, not once, but twice. So there are so many layers to this, and all of this happened under 12 months, where he never got a chance to really know you, Anonymous. And I say this because sometimes we find ourselves in relationships and we get into the first fight and we pull out. We're like, you know what, I can't deal with this. I know my worth, I'm out. But those are the moments where we get to really learn the person that you're supposedly in love with. And that way you're able to deal with the next problem. You guys never had that. The first opportunity you had, you gave him a card and you said, and he said, I'm out. So there's a part of me that feels like accountability is the start to fixing this problem. You and him need to sit down and he needs to say, okay, mamela, mamwenganzam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you're also going to come to him and say, listen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a child now. Sometimes I always say, as much as we feel the way we feel about each other, but now there's a child involved. Because if you guys are not okay, the kid is going to feed into that. And that becomes the environment the kid lives in. And that's what makes the kid a terrible person in society. Because that's all they know anything.
And I think the last one, how old are you, Anonymous?
35.
You're 35. My sister, life is ahead of you. With all this that has happened, I think the first thing, you need to forgive yourself for bad judgment.
Yeah.
And being unfair to yourself and the next person, because I think here we cannot forgive you as society. But the person that needs forgiveness, as Sebi has also alluded towards, is the man that you believed that loved you. Even if you wanted to come back, he's scared now, because if you could do such a heavy thing towards him and his whole existence, what more can you do when you are seriously angry? I mean, abanye bebajolela, omunye besikhuluma ngaye, una 12 years bamjolela. When abakujolelanga 12 years, within just a few months,
I
you
didn't
went.
cheat on me. I don't think he cheated.
You know, Anonymous, quickly, I know Kota has to go for ads. Sure. Imagine how everything would have played out if you attempted to commit suicide and you had left a note that he's responsible for it. And it went.
And now he's gone forever.
How was his reality going to be like with everyone, including your family and your child, knowing the reason why my mom took her own life is because of you? That is the position you would have put him in. It's tough, Anonymous. That's why I'm saying accountability. There's a conversation you and him need to have. So this parenting journey is not that difficult. It can be fixed.
I agree. Anonymous, we're going to leave it here now because we've run out of time. But please may you remember, I know you are asking for the advice whether what should you do. Apologize to him. One thing that you have done, Anonymous, that false claim didn't just punish him as a person. It's weakened the trust for every real survivor. What you've done has weakened the trust for every survivor. False claims didn't just punish him, the one you did. But Anonymous, I pray that you get the advice that you're looking for this morning, okay?
Thank you.
Pray, Mama. Keep listening to the radio. DJ Sabi, Melody Mia are in studio. To you, South Africa, what advice do you have for Anonymous? False claims don't punish one person, man.
This is the Metro FM.
Okay. Again, good morning, nah? So, we are not gonna have the time for listening to their comments, right? So we're just gonna jump right into our show now. So I'm gonna give you a summary just now, quickly. Let me just quickly play you this.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the individuals participating in the conversation and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the podcast host or any affiliated organization. Listener discretion is advised.
And with that said, guys, let me quickly remind you that yes, we can have our own opinions, but then let's remember as in just to be respectful now. You can have your own opinion, but then respectfully, as in this is not gender wars. We're not gonna attack each other here. We're gonna speak like adults and help this and assess the possible people who are literally in this in a situation, right? Sharp, thank you. You can request what but then you come here, you mute your mic, you wait your turn. You're gonna be given 5 minutes max to speak, and then we move to the next person. Okay, just a quick summary, ne? So Maganshisa Nonza was that met her ex, right, last year March, right, and then a month later they got pregnant, ne? Sharp, and the guy, he introduced her to his people, not his family, and then there is promising her marriage and a solid life, with them, cool, sharp, grand. Then I think 6 months later, apparently the guy started changing, on her, he somehow resented her, as in he wasn't there anymore, as in he wasn't really supportive, as in that, sharp. Then the 7th month, Anoza initiated a breakup, right, as a loyalty test to him, right? So as testing that would he leave or can is stay? And then the guy left, and then she just moved on, right? So yeah, so now she's been mad and Britannia and her no, I was why did you leave me in then the 8th month, so which was December, yeah, I think, yeah, sharp December, she falsely accused them of rape, right, as in she falsely accused him of sexual assault and opened a case and whatever, just to punish him. I'm gonna repeat that. On the 8th month, like, which was like January now, or in December, she opened a case against him for false sexual assault, like just to punish him for leaving her. Yeah, so now she's asking her, okay, should she apologize and then gonna fix everything? Because she basically wants him back, and she actually isn't kind of feels bad, but then again she feels like he should apologize first to her, then she will apologize and then whatever, right? So yeah, like that's basically the story, and I'm shocked right now. I really don't know like where to start. But then, you can come here and you can just weigh in here, and then just help me there. But let me start really before like was that my daughter said. I have a feeling now. Like you see from this whole story now. I'm getting the sense that the reason why this guy changed and actually has like left her is because this lady is very toxic, and she's not accountable for her things, because now she literally as in like went to the extremes, like just to test him, as in like just to get back at her. So which now to me actually as in like screams pure like toxicity, or what, ne? If things don't go as in like was that my way, you are gonna feel my wrath. She literally took something so serious right now in working kind of like society. She played with it as like just to punish as like someone. Now that to me screams pure toxicity. Sharp. Number two, she was just she was just what's that infatuated actually, because now she said by the time they met and like they decided to actually date, like she's been single for like a really long time, and like she's been yearning to have like in a relationship. So now like this wasn't really love, this was just okay, for lack of a better word, like kill it why, so now she thought like that was love. So like that was the first in a red flag. So now as like they just like jumped into the relationship, and then like they had a baby, Clar, and then like they were promising each other these fantasies, and like just like DJ Sabi said, actually they jumped into things like very quickly. They really didn't have like the time to actually like know each other. So hey man, like so which actually to me is like screams doomed, is like literally from the get-go, like you were just yearning for this, and then now like you're just eating like sharp. And I'm like, you know what, so my word like for her would be like just cut your losses, but again take accountability and be a better person for yourself, your children. Because now, remember like we said last week, actually kids actually isn't like cause that they mimic their parents' behaviors, and like what you expose them to. So now your kids are gonna grow up being that bitter now, or now okay as in like your partner would treat them, no, as like you falsely accuse them of things, and then when no poor fella when as in like you're not really communicating your thing. So now I would just say like please like please cut your losses, and then we're gonna be a better person, and like do some therapy work, you know, as in like just as in like work on yourself, because now you are not really well, Lala. Respectfully so. You are not a man. I'm just wow. Okay. Anyway, I'm done. So let's jump to like Mama daughter, but then guys, and then like let me remind you, you can request hotla mother panana, but then now as in like just another disclaimer. Like this is gonna be more YouTube, so like when you jump here, you automatically consent that your voice will be used go working on YouTube for working like viewing reasons, right? Please and thank you respectfully. Let me invite the working Magana Queen Latu because like she was here quickly. Mama Dora.
Hi, good morning, Lee. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Sam. How are you?
I'm okay. You look great today. Not dozing off. Oh, thank God.
Yeah. No, actually, I'm done with the med now. I'm good.
Oh, we're glad, but yeah, you were not ready for this one. I see it took you
Yo,
back. You are back to your meds by just this lady. Breathe, breathe, breathe.
but you know what, man, like I'm hurt actually. Man.
Yo, I've already prayed for Anonza. Like I say, I always pray for these Anonzas. I don't know what to say. I'm really, really, really just shocked. And it goes back to me remembering when I was growing up, my dad would say to me, you know, a whole lot of things can change. Technology can come. You guys can think you're better than us old people, but there will always be sex, a woman and a man, and its issues will need the wisdom that we have. And my dad would tell me, Uguti, don't rush the process, cooler and do things the right way. Because for Anonza, I really feel it goes back to honor your mother and father. Because if she had just listened, I mean, first child at 26, okay, if he was that serious, it was a better off think patalama lobola and make you my wife. There wouldn't be this 1 month pregnancy thing. But we tend to want the sex minus the rules that come with it. And I think this is what happened. And guy, yo, the girl is toxic. Like there is no excuse for a character yako. So you can't say he made me. He might have made you pregnant and left, but it's your character that actually said, let's just make a story. So that's just evil. It's pure evil. So we tend to okay women doing men wrong to the fact that men have hurt them. It's not right. I have a character. I'm not a bad person. Yes, a situation might come to test me. That's why they say don't react, respond. She reacted, and this is like you said, it's calling to childhood trauma. Something in her childhood, something in her personality has made such a person, because nobody's born this vindictive.
Actually, no. Because you know what happened? Okay, as in, like there's something that I wanted to actually as in spice up on like what you said there, but then just continue. You still have 2 minutes, or maybe you're done.
Yeah. It's it's very hard. This one is very hard. I feel as a parent that us parents have a lot of work to do, because she was raised by most probably two parents, but now it's most probably one, a mother, and whatever she is doing, it must have been deposited into her as so parents, let us mind how we raise our children, because we are taking out to the world these toxic people. toxicity is not automatic, it has to be deposited. So as I listen to Ask a Man, as a parent, I'm really challenged to say, am I raising my kids right? Am I making them a toxic partner who's gonna want to pay back to such a point where she's ruined the guy's life basically. So we really need to tighten up. Guys, let's go back to basics. The old people's ways are not that old. They were just wisdom. Wait before sex. Agashele ugayi umise kancane. The rush is getting us into a lot of trouble. And yeah, it's not an easy time to do it. Everything is in a rush. We expect microwave results, but we're going to be killed by that if we don't stop. My Zisu guy, check him out. Go check the family out. This thing you're going to share today, the phone number is given. Seni ajola. The night ends, seni busy, nenza inakuzana. It's the results that we are facing now, and we can't turn them back. The guy is now having a criminal record. It's finished.
No, actually, you know what, you literally just reminded me of like the spice like that I wanted to put on. Working, and because I see like a lot of people here as they're saying, hey, is it working? Is it a raw sex? Hey, is it first time, guys? We are adults here. We know how amazing raw sex is, and very often we do that on the first date, guys. But there's like something
Let's
that
not act holy, basically. That's what I figure out. When
yeah.
somebody is in problem, we all come here and act holy. Let's not act holy. We've all made the mistakes. There's a mistake. She's made it. Going back and going, yeah, it wasn't supposed to be that. It's not gonna help. Like she said, she must just go ask for forgiveness and move on with her life and stay far away from this guy, stay far away from guys. She's got 2 kids to raise, the son, the current child, I'm not sure if it's a daughter or what. She needs to do better. She can only do better. She cannot reverse what she's already done. So us beating her up about she should have, she shouldn't have, it's not going to help us. We all do that. It's just that it's not us in this situation.
But let me finish what what I wanted to say there. Actually, okay. Yes, we know okay, sharp. Like sex on the first date is like very important and isn't like common, isn't like whether raw or not. But then there's like something very profound. Is like that you said, horror. Uh, like a lot of people actually do it, but then like working like without understanding the working and repercussions or thing is like it's just something like that. Horror. Okay, sharp. When you do this, this and this and this and this and this might happen. So now like learn to take precautionary step measures before you have sex on a first date or as in like the first month but again that is like going wrong. The least you can do but again like get condoms, little contraceptives but again and because I heard like somebody saying like there's 1,000 contraceptives now, so get condoms but again contraceptives and test working kind of the HIV what at least working as in like the first week reads or okay as like Remy guy, you see. But then again, learn okay, understand what you're doing before you just jump into because when you've been
Let's
lonely.
take responsibility basically. Like we can't blame situations on situations. We need to be sober minded every time. That's why I always tell the young people I hang around that, you know what, start with a relationship with God. You will see there's no quick things, there's waiting, there's processes. You learn that, you pray for this, it takes time, then you understand later why it had to wait. But if you do not have that experience, a training of life, you know what, some things are not gonna come as quick as I want them, and some people are wolf in skin, sheepskin. And then this time the guy thought, hey, nangumakoti, let me go introduce her and stuff like that. But it wasn't done the right way either way.
Working can mama, thank you very much. Working is like sort of net then because ish working can like because I see like a lot of people are coming and happily na kwa vas ni gref la fena kone and like thank you very much Descarbo, you appreciated. And our queen, the honorable one, Queen Latoya. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is good.
Alive and well.
Yes, I'm not gonna dwell much on the story, Siga Anonza. because there's a lot that happened there. This is wrong. That is wrong. Mara, this is what I'll have to say. We've got a lot and lots of announcers outside there. There's a lot of women who are doing what Ananza did. And like in order for you to spite a guy, and then this is what you do. They'll go and open a case which is a false one. How many of our brothers were in prison because of these things, you understand? What Anonza did now, and the case can be thrown out of court, but the thing is this: should anything happen to that guy, maybe a case, this thing that the accusation is gonna crop up again, and then it's gonna work, against his favor, whatever the case that is can be brought against him. She has ruined this guy's life, because now, because there was no evidence, but the records will say this guy is what, is a sexual whatever. And another thing, and that I can say, and then I'm hearing you saying that within the first week, the condoms, and they always treat each and everyone you meet as a person who's HIV positive. You will be safe. The moment you say that she is innocent, we went for test. Remember, guys, that people these days, they are taking ARVs. And then you will go with Lucy to the clinic and test, and then the results will come negative because the CD4 count has been suppressed. And then you think that that person is HIV negative. If you get into a relationship with your partner, always treat your partner as a person who's HIV positive. You will be safe. That is what I can say. And then the story of Anonza, my question is, you fell pregnant for the guy who has 4 kids with ex-fiance. Why didn't you find out what happened? Why didn't he marry the fiance? What happened there? And then this guy is having 4 kids, and then you're coming here, you're getting pregnant, and then you expect this guy is going to be, this family man and all those stuff. Just because this guy went to introduce you, he didn't introduce you just because you'll be a makoti, just because you're already pregnant. You see, so now she made it worse by opening a case. And then now he wants this guy to come back, and then everything will be honky dory. She has lost this guy completely.
Exactly.
Even if the guy can decide to pay maintenance through court, I will do that, not to come near this lady ever again, because what she did, it's extreme. It's way, way, way extreme. You see, so ladies out there, if you are rejected or the guy leaves, or some will always say, if you are being, we are tampega. You understand? Despite whether you are pregnant or what. Yeah, because right now it's look like she's not strong enough to raise these kids, because she always think about the guy. The guy is not gonna come back. She must just raise the kids and move on, finish and clap. Because what she's doing right now, because she can end up doing something wrong to this child. This belongs to this guy. That's all I can say.
She did mention Khori. She has no job and she's scared or why not this and that. So maybe you see from that information. So what I think, maybe she's working, gonna look into a man. She I've lost security, So yeah, so now it's like, how can I get it back? How can I get it back? And I'm like, you falsely accused your boyfriend of that. How do you think he will actually trust you again? Come back home like hanky duro. Oh, hey, Baba Will.
No, Leroy, you can never be trusted. You can, you just go and open, or you do something, because ukudlwengula, icala lokudlwengula likhulu, because what if even if there was no, if this guy went to prison, then they keep on postponing, then this guy stays there in prison waiting up, after a year or so, they say no, there's no evidence. What was going to happen to this guy? Ukudlwengula is a very big case in South Africa. They can even deny you pay just because you accuse. Because most of the ladies, they do that because they know that there's no pay for abantu abadlwengulayo. What she did is totally wrong. The only thing that I can say, my thing, then, to close this thing, every partner that you have, always treat your partner as if the partner is HIV positive, you will be safe in this life.
Kura mona fela your crash fela or yeah, cable. See. Until vele it's like you see things very really you saw when after 3 months and then you could be okay babe wait again like nigga fund like raw like I just think but anyway glazed donuts good morning oh yeah Burger gonna queen to thank you very much Nescarbo. What's that one? Hey pumpkin come back. Hello donuts, hello, how are you?
Good morning, guys. How are you?
I'm alive, how are you love?
Oh, good. Hey, we need to bring boundaries back in fashion, Because it's just lack of boundaries. And people want to be rewarded for their lack of boundaries. Now, this lady, Nasense Abatla, or the expectation was that the guy needs to do right by her. Hell or high water, because now there's a baby that was made within a month of that relationship, And also another thing, considering her age, it's something that I touched on last week, or meeting someone who's on a race against time, meeting someone or you know what, I am at this age, I need to have this and this and that together. And then you meet that person, things happen so quick. So I can't even advise. She needs to find time, Abe Aliwani, and not jump into another relationship because she's messed up, And now the trauma. I mean, this is trauma. The guy that had to went through, she attempted suicide. There's a case of rape. It's just a lot. So she needs to, she needs to just stay away from relationships. Go and try and find herself. Yeah, that's the only thing I can say.
And I remember when was it like was that Friday, nah? You actually said that for when you said what kind of about the lead oh yeah the racing time thing actually so like that could be the reason why like most ladies actually like cling on to what more to and say no
Yeah. We no longer enjoy relationships, but we are going to sleep over ka first date. What is that? There's no going out, sleep over on a first date. It's at someone's house. No man. Ke yona ntho e re kenyang mathateng so quickly. Instead of enjoying dating, now you have to argue about the pampers when you should have still been in that girlfriend and boyfriend stage discussing dates and all that stuff, you see.
Okay, yeah, no, and I thank you very much, Carabo. You are very much appreciated, nah?
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Yeah, as in okay, just to clarify something for people like me, guys, the sleepover on the first date, they're really not a bad idea. But also, it is highly advisable to actually get to know your person first, right? Nah? Please, because I believe that sex at first sight clears the vision. Because I believe once you come to your senses. So rather get that out the way clear, sharp. Then now you can be on some okay. Was I really horny or is it maybe do I really love this person? But then hey, that's just me. I'm not saying do that. That's just me. But then obviously have barking and a protection and leading but hey, I believe once you release, you become sober.
Luna, you guys suck out the excitement out of everything. Bring back slow burns, man. You should want your person, you should want your person. Obanely excitement. Oh, yeah, no, first meet up or first date, you are banging. Come on, guys.
Okay, okay, so we still have 1 minute of your time. Here's the reason why actually I personally believe that because there are people there are people who actually did this 90-day thing and then after 3 months actually it's this person actually is realize dude, I don't love this person. I'm just here because of I made a commitment or something, but then I get that as such, right? So then again, like there are the cases of isn't it people actually working and is like what is that like meeting up now and they're like doing it now and they're like could have been now for like the longest time. Sharp. Those are rare cases, but then there are there. So okay, yes, working and having the boundaries in but then happy. Hey, but anyway, thank you very much, Mrs. Donut.
Can I please add on something else?
Okay,
But
like
another thing, if you feel you're a 90 day, it's not your thing. You can just dip. Even on day 15, you can just dip.
yeah, cool. Actually, you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like what's that? Like whatever works for you, it's cool. Yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
Bye.
All right, sister. Thank you very much, Nescatable. And now we move to our 2026 house therapist, aka life coach, aka Marona Omotuna Osbenis. Good morning. How are you guys?
Hi guys.
It's how you today. Sorry, man. It's working. Can I
Yeah,
give you
o slow, o slow, o slow.
Sorry,
Ke
man.
batla go tlaleletsa on what the previous speakers have said. I agree with 101% with what I said, but I don't want to repeat what they have said because we don't have enough time. My angle I'm also gonna come with is I am against us saying people should stay away from relationships and find themselves because that's not practical. If you listen to the story of this lady, she said she had been single for the longest of time, and this was her, first serious relationship. And therefore, we need to also understand that the bitterness that came, we get to understand without justifying the bitterness that came with the fact that you approached me in a crowd. It was my friends. You remember she said, I was with my friends. So already there was a story, that was a love story that had a lot of attention built in it. And the embarrassment, humiliation of that came with, it didn't work out. And also the fact that when she was alone and was not in a relationship, what was she doing? I'm going to repeat my words when I say it's not practical when we keep on saying that people should stay away from relationships and they should find themselves because people don't know how. So it's always important that even if you cannot afford counseling, sit down and check your relationship with your mother, your father, or any caregiver who brought you up. Check how in the previous relationships, even if it's not with the opposite sex or in romantic setup, how you deal with conflict. What are your triggers? What are the anger? Because it means she was staying by herself. That's why I'm saying this is not practical. She might tell you that I was finding myself, that's why I was single. She might say that I was all by myself, single and minding my own business, and he came to disturb me. And I also wish Uwuting, as we putting our people profiles, we should also demonstrate the anger that we have with women who, in our effort against gender-based violence and femicides and everything in between, they come to disqualify or to kind of like taint or dilute the effort that is being put when they go and falsely accuse a person. And there is no amount of remorse that she has. Just like, no, he has to ask for forgiveness. He has to do it right by me. And I want us as women to also demonstrate this anger whenever things like this are done in our name, to say, not in our names. Because it's not fair. I've always said in the past that we're not going to deal with these societal issues when we continue taking sides. When a man says, I've been falsely accused, yeah, I'm a daughter, you are like this. But when a man comes and says, I've been focused, oh, this is wrong, women are going through whatever and whatever, let us stand united against the problem, not against each other. Simple as that. Simple as that. Whenever I make videos on my page, and I will rebuke men and say, just because I am correcting my gender doesn't give you the platform to say bachele. This is the time for you to also reflect. Similarly, or even if I have to turn tables, it's not a time in this day and era because we have nieces, nephews, we have got sons, we've got daughters. We cannot allow things like this to happen on our watch, because the moment you say, yeah, he deserved that, somebody is going to do it to your own son. And what are you going to say about it?
Exactly.
This guy, and lastly, both of them are toxic. Let us be mindful of even our linguistic patterns when we say, this man cannot trust this woman. He also cannot be trusted. Both of them attracted each other on the basis of toxicity. The fact that she never asked him, like the previous speaker have said, never said, wait a minute, how do I get pregnant when this person, I don't even know if he has ever opened books to prove to me that he's supporting these children, and also to see him play his part in how he engages emotionally with his children. Women, we don't do that. The moment we are in the moment of heat, like we are in palace, we already say, baby, baby, enter. And then the next thing, you enter. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. I'm working, okay, like, let me just give you 30 seconds again, as in, like, okay, like, what is the advice now, like that you would actually give her as, like, now?
The advice that I would give her now would be, go for counseling, but find a seasoned counselor who is well informed in childhood traumas, because majority of our counselors, they only enjoy the narrative therapy where you're just talking. You have to have somebody who's seasoned to go deeper into what really happened, right, in your childhood, as the previous speaker, I think also Dota has said it. And the second thing is, when all that is done, you find ways of mending rather with the father, because the child is already involved. Can he be approached? Meaning you might have to pay the session for that person to reach out to their father and to say, please, can we have mediation? For the sake of whatever, where you are now guided to say, I apologize. I've dealt with those cases where a person apologizes to the husband for falsely accusing him. You know, it happens many times in the marriage. So mediation is also good, because then the person who's been brought forth knows that you are there for me as you are for the person that brought me. That is very important. Then they must be taken now to the issue now of parenting, whatever. I don't know how they're going to do it. That is a story for another day. But that's all I can say. But to say to her, go and heal and find yourself, how? She's a mess. How? She needs practicality of it. So let her work on the counselor dealing with the childhood traumas that she might have experienced. And there must be a sense of abandonment in her, that when this guy triggered it, all the demons came out. Thank you.
And like, thank you very much, guys. Like, that was, I am Coach Pennies, and like, she's our resident. Every now and then I would get as a life coach. And hey, man, and if you need like that kind of help, like, just DM her, and then she will actually lead you in the right direction. And I'm working, I know, working. Okay, it's fine. Like, we'll see it again. Mr. KP, okay, KTP089T. What's up, fam?
Shapiri, thank you for bringing me up, man. Ish. Mina, I don't even think this is a question. I don't even know what it is. It's probably a statement, but it will probably end up being a question. So I'm thinking about the future, né? We are where we are. She's now a mother of two different baby daddies, right? And I've seen the story before. And my question is, what happens next? Why I'm asking this is, I'm sure we will all
I
agree.
left. I'm called back.
Yes,
I
yes, yes.
left.
Wait, guys. Mama, please mute your mic there.
Okay, thank you for that, man. So what I want to say is, I'm sure we all agree that the lady probably deserves another chance in romantic love, and it's almost impossible or myopic for us to think that she won't try again. She's probably going to try, my man. We're human beings, right? But I'm now asking myself, what has she learned from the past? Let's assume that she's learned from the past and she decides, now I'm celebrating, or no more palms up until you put a ring on it. And I've heard this too many times before. And what happens is, especially from Tina Machit, when we see a lady who has 2 kids from the past and maybe somewhere, somehow, we know the contextual history of this second born child, we expect her to laugh up in perpetuity. You know, she holds her own standards now, which, no, I've learned my mistake. I never kiss a wufe marago. Will it be fair for the new guy now? I do not know. It's a predicament for both of them. Because they will expect this guy to be held at this high standard. But you expect this lady to potentially make the same mistake. Guys, this is a tough one.
Now that's that's a very sticky one actually, because I'm
What
like,
happens?
that's like okay. I don't know how to guys like do this, but then I feel that's not so bright and working, and I'm like, because the people who actually do that, like they're not really mature, because now working. And I remember we are like, let's say working. Okay, Mama Benis, please mute your mic there. Put a feedback. I need to all right. Yeah, because now again, guys, working, and I remember that we are in our as a like question 30s, 40s now. So now, like, there's no way like we are all clean and pure. So I believe when you are as in like what's that with a person, what's that? I'm like in that bracket, is it a bracket? Take them for who they are, not for like your fantasy in your head, or no, you must be clean, or when on LB mom to okay, so you kunjo don't like this. So isn't ish man. I really don't know how to actually bust that like speak on that, fam. So like, did I actually as in like spice it up nicely, or maybe did I shit I left? I don't know.
No. I'm still confused. Like, I'm trying to figure out, if I'm the next guy, will it be unreasonable of me to expect Amara, you are being unfair. You are making me pay for the past errors. That's what I'm asking. So I'm seeing myself as the new guy who's willing to step up, the real man, as they label him, right? But then she's saying, you're not getting none of this until you commit. And I'm saying, most guys will say, no, man, why are you making me pay? And I'm saying at the same time, I can't blame this lady for trying to avoid to making the same error. So how do we balance it? How do we balance it?
Okay, yes, okay, sharp. So I feel that's fair, but at the same time, like not really fair. But then now, you as the new guy, you are gonna have to be the bigger person now, and like what's that? Understand like her reasons, and then be like be patient enough. If you really as a like value her like that, and you are 100% ready to honor that breaking as in like committed as in with her, there's gonna be something like that you are gonna have to stick around for, because again now, like, that's something that's like literally beyond your control now. So you value her as like that much, you're gonna have to stick around for such. Yeah, but yeah, and happy like you said, it's really not fair on you, but then it's just one of those, fam. You know? just like dating me, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, so now, so my person would have to be what's that patient with me, no, as I talk. Just like you guys are here, isn't like working as a patient with me. So like it's just one of those things, fam. I think. What's that? Mama, daughter, Mama Benny's like, what do you think of this? Like, let's say 2 minutes each, maybe.
Let me come in quickly because I need to go. Let us set ourselves free. There's nothing difficult and tough here. With all due respect, there's nothing difficult. Everyone stay on your own lane, and you are not forced to be in any relationship when you are the new guy with this person. In other words, if she knows and she has figured out what she wants, she's going to come with her own rules. Her own rules may be, I am not going to sleep with a person until I get married. Let the man who want to consent to that take it. There's no man who is being punished if he disagrees to go with those terms and conditions. Simple as that. And let her live with her terms and conditions. Similarly, you also, where you will be a new guy and you realize this, she's not bending, find one who's gonna bend, who's got the similar experience that they've gone through, but they are willing to give it to you and even give you children out of wedlock. Thank you.
Actually, you put it so beautifully. But again, like if that's not your cup of tea, then you can go grab some Boys. I mean, like chamomile is not your thing, so hey, man, that's kiss. Okay, Mama daughter, 1 minute nyana ya gago.
Hey Lee. Yeah. This one, it's a matter of we can't expect her to just pop up and die because she's made these mistakes. Life goes on basically, and there has to be something that is being done, and chances are there's going to be a new guy who comes through, so a new guy must be able to accept. It's like going to a person on abantwana, then all of a sudden you expect her to be childless. Akusafani nakudala, we don't leave kids at home. I was telling my husband the other day ukuthi kudala iveza ndlebe bolishiye ekhaya so that you give the new relationship a new start. Unfortunately, we can't do that these days. So yeah, she has to do some work on herself, and whoever steps up, he must know the truth. And I hope he will get the truth and accept it and try and move on. Life moves on basically. So there has to be a solution to this at the end of the day. She's not gonna now start being a nun and stuff like that. We mustn't expect that of her.
Actually, you're 100% right. And Hapoids is in like something like like most gents actually do. They're gonna meet as in like this girl go working in a groove and fidere, but then somehow in their heads they expect her horror, like when they start working like being together. This girl must now be Mother Teresa, the version of what's again like of the whole world. Like what's again like baby as like stay at home, you are my wife now, you can't do this. I'm like, dude, you met her go groove.
Number one.
Rent the body creating. Rent what
Yeah, ne?
suddenly
How?
you want her when I'm up here. But then thank you, just kind of
All right then. Bye, guys.
sharp. And our last visitor, working Magan Master Blacksmith. I would just like to start by apologizing, fam. I blocked you by mistake there because I wanted to actually working in a reply to you, and then working in a technology and shampoo. Like sorry about that. Blacksmith. Yeah, you can speak now, fam. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to answer my gentle brother down there, KTP. KTP, wait, I remember you said something a few weeks back when you said if you're gonna go date someone who has kids or who has a dark past, each to their own.
Actually.
Remember you said that each to their own. If when you're gonna go date, you did. Well, he said that KTP. He said that each to their own.
Well, hey man,
In
you
this
just answered
situation,
yourself.
in this situation where a girl is pregnant with, in fact, no, what KTP said, now I'll go back to what KTP said. KTP did make an interesting case study there when he said that if you meet someone who already has a kid and you want a kid and they say no, why are you with them in the first place? Do not lower your standards or your morals just because, in the name of love, just to be with someone. And that someone that says, no, don't give, I'm not going to have kids anymore, I'm done. They're being selfish, but should they meet someone else? Wow. More ibuti, hallelujah. That's why I said, when I'm going to say this again, the 90-day rules only made for guys, for girls, for guys that girls don't want to date or have sex with.
Okay, you know what, Blacksmith, as in, like, first of all, like, thank you very much, So I think we can close it off here, and I think, as in, like, from this conversation, kind of like until now, I think like, we can all agree to this, to each their own.
Yes,
And
it's their own well.
And like, what's that? Know your lane. If you know her, okay, yes, she's beautiful, she's hot, yes, but then now, like, this behavior, my brother. You know what? Then, like, cause literally, working as like Saturday. I better put this young lady, and then now, so I'm just like, we were just as like speaking about it. So I'm just like, she told me that no, if Barke can, like, we date, like, you must post me every day on your socials. So every day I was like,
Are you
really?
talking about that live we were on yesterday?
Hey, no. The day before Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, and as in, she was like, no, nah, now you must post me now. Of new, so it's like we're over, and I'm like, are you serious right now? So now, that's when I learned to, you know what? There are lanes here for people, because now, like, some of us, we're not really that, isn't like that much on the lives or whatever. Boy, he post new content, the baby every time. I was like, okay, now I know my lane now. I don't want to push like this.
I'll tell this, when a woman says, once me and you start dating, you need to post me, that one has she has insecurities, she has red
Yes.
flags, she wants to be seen for no damn reason. If you wanna meet someone here on TikTok and you wanna hook up with her, my guy, don't bring your fights to TikTok. We were not here when you were in her DMs. Don't involve us in that nonsense. And
Exactly.
most people need to learn this. The moment Ojola on social media, keep that shit private. Because the moment it blows, we're going, me, KTP, put Dimples and other people, we're gonna be here with popcorns. Be like, we're listening to him, like, so KTP is gonna ask Leroy, so Leroy, long chitalo, oflopisa yi. Then we'll be like, nah, this one he was caught cheating with another girl on TikTok.
Story time.
It becomes a story time. So all I'm saying with you, as in, when you link up on social media, keep that shit private. Like, and I don't date on social media because of, I know some people would be like, when I be like, I know who you're dating and she's here on the network. I'm like, okay, sharp gay. Who, if you know the person, tell the name gay. If you have evidence, tell the name gay. I'm not scared, I'm not ashamed of nothing. Say the name. If they can't say the name, then you know, go see, they're just lying. But all I'm saying is keep your relationship private. Even if Ushadile, they can know that you're married. When I'll give you an example with KTP. KTP, we all know KTP is married, but you will never hear KTP complain about his wife on social media.
Guys, that's it. Okay, working on a black. Like, thank you very much, because now you literally just opened a can of worms, and now Sis Latoya now, like, she wants to come in defend it, like, working, just like last night. and I'm out of time. The guys, they're like working, as in like storing, ne?
It's alright. I'll open a live. It's alright. I'll open.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. But the hey, fam, guys, you know what? Like me, I really have to leave. But then thank you very much for actually joining me here. You can catch the repeat like later tonight at around
7.
yeah. And I'll see you guys Wednesday morning. Have a great week, and remember, spread love, not legs. You are just horny. You're not in love. Remember that.